Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. So, if you are a fan of rock and if you are a fan of Taylor Swift, Swifties, and Foo Fighters, then you have probably heard in the past week the whole Dave Grohl accusing Taylor Swift of not playing live thing. I don't know if he actually did it, but essentially he said hers is the era tour. He calls his the errors tour because when you actually play live, that's what happens, just a bunch of errors. But if you even look into this a little bit, you can see that there have been numerous errors both for Foo Fighters and for Taylor Swift during their tours, respectively. Why he mentioned this, who the heck really knows? You can watch the video if you want. It's pretty much everywhere, and he mentioned it. And some people were like, oh, why is Dad doing this? Because Dave Grohl is generally seen as the dad of rock and roll, if you will. Everybody says he's an incredibly nice dude. He kind of keeps to himself. He's not really bashing on anyone. He might have bashed on Courtney Love back in the day when he was in Nirvana, but that was like 30 years ago, and he was in his early 20s, and sometimes you do stupid things when you're old teenager in your early 20s. So Taylor Swift then responded back here in this other article that we're looking at. Let's see what the quote is. What you just did is an unforgettable moment in not just my life, but every very single one of our crew. The band that's going to be playing live for you for 3.5 hours tonight. They deserve this so much, so does every one of my fellow performers. And you just gave that to us so generously, we'll never forget it. So basically, a jab back at him saying, yeah, no, I play live, like 100%. There's no question about that. And then it turned into the Swifties attacking Dave Grohl and his daughter, because apparently this may have been started by his daughter. Maybe his someone. I've seen a few things. It's a rumor, obviously, doing some TMZ stuff today. But essentially, she might have mentioned it to her dad. She's like, "Oh, I bet Taylor Swift doesn't even play live. She's the rock star's daughter, so she's got to be on his side, which makes sense." But Taylor Swift is fine, minus using her massive jet everywhere and causing a massive amount of pollution. So that is correct, by the way, if you were curious. Someone did the math, and Taylor Swift causes a very huge amount of pollution by flying her private jet all over the place. So there's a fun fact for you. A lot of rock stars do. Pop stars, same thing. So last Saturday during the Foo Fighters show at London Stadium, Dave Grohl implied that Taylor Swift doesn't play live. We like to call our tour the Errors Tour because we actually play live. There we go. Neelians believe that Dave might have snipped the Fortnite singer because his teen daughter Violet was cyberbullied by Swifties in January after she called out Swifties' excessive use of private jets. So, there you go. Private jets, it all comes full circle. He's defending his daughter, which would make sense if you're a father. That's what you're supposed to do. Pretty much everyone knows that if you pick up public view Taylor Swift, chances are her loyal band of Swifties are going to come to her defense, guns blazing. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. If you think the U.S. Army is the greatest army in the world, you are wrong. The Swifties outnumber them 20-1. They could take over the entire planet if she says so. If she says go take over the government, they're just going to do it. That's how that's going to work. There you go, conspiracy theory for the day. So Foo Fighters Dave Grohl and his daughter Violet don't seem to care though, and are ready to put up a fight. Last Saturday during the group show at the London Stadium, Dave implied Swift doesn't play live. I tell you, man, you don't want to suffer the wrath of Taylor Swift, he said on stage while bringing up her record-breaking Errors Tour. We like to call ours the Errors Tour. We've had more than a few eras and more than a few effing errors as well. Just a couple. That's because we actually play live, he said. Fans of the billionaire pop star quickly took to social media to criticize the former Nirvana drummer. Just call him Foo Fighters. He hasn't been a Nirvana drummer for 3 decades now. Kurt Cobain died in what was it, 94, I believe. So yeah, 3 decades. Unprovoked, misogynistic, there we go, word of the day, comments against Swift, who he previously said good things about. However, other netizens believe that Dave might have snipped the Fortnite singer for the reason. Pierre Forbes, his then 17-year-old daughter Violet, was cyberbullied by Swifties in January after she shared a post on X that called Swifties, Swift's excessive use of private jets. I can words. So why can't Taylor Swift just drive like everyone else? She posted in January. Swifties then trolled her, even reportedly sent her death threats, and Violet deleted her social media accounts per Business Insider. Yeah, so there's his daughter. There you go. Apparently she's following in her father's footsteps. Did Taylor Swift respond? Yeah, she did. So she responded in the stadium, as I already read. Unforgettable. We do play live. And so does every one of my fellow performers, and you just gave us that so generously, we will never forget it. So, yeah, there hasn't really been much since a couple days ago when Taylor Swift actually responded to this. So we'll see if it continues to go back and forth. We'll see if there's riots at Foo Fighters concerts. I wouldn't say this isn't a Foo Fighters versus Taylor Swift scenario. This is a front man of Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl, versus Taylor Swift. And it's just weird to see him do this. I mean, I understand if he's defending his daughter, but why wait 6 months, almost 7 months, before you say anything? You know, I mean, maybe he didn't realize what was going on. He was busy with the tour. You know, maybe she never brought it up until recently. His daughter, but I have no idea. I honestly don't know what the heck is with that. I mean, I would have, I feel like if a response was warranted, I would have probably done it immediately, and I would have been like, hey, cut it out. Sometimes it makes it worse, unfortunately, if you do bring it out, and I think this is the case where maybe he initially didn't say anything because he thought it might be worse, or his daughter said, don't worry about it, don't say anything, I'm just deleting it, don't worry about it. But then he couldn't stand it, it's like that little itch festering under your skin that you can't reach. And then he finally said something, and now it's probably worse, because now his daughter is probably going to get more bullied for it. And the band are probably going to get bullied for it. And I think this was just a mistake on Dave's part. I think he just let the intrusive thoughts win this one, unfortunately. Will he issue an apology? I have no idea, because he's the one that kind of started it. A lot of people say, oh, it's just this old irrelevant rock star trying to hold on to his fame, but I don't really see that. He sells out shows still. There's been a few, I don't know if he sells out every single show. A buddy of mine went to one of his concerts, I think it was last summer, and said that the entire place was sold out. So, I think he was playing with another band. They were the headliner band. I don't remember who was opening for them. Maybe it was Red Hot Chili Peppers and Foo Fighters. That might have been the combo. But, yeah, he's got no problem selling tickets. He's got no problem touring, playing around. People will go and see them. They are still, I would say he's still relevant. They haven't had a real big hit in a while. How long has it been? I'm trying to remember that one. There was some music video on MTV. That's how long ago it was. So you're probably talking at least 15 to 20 years ago when there was like 10 guitarists in the music video. But it was on the radio all the time, constantly. So it has been a little while since a very popular, I would say, Foo Fighters song has popped up. So that might be the case where he's just trying to get his name back. They did a whole movie at one point, if I remember correctly. They did some sort of horror movie type deal. I never got around to seeing it. But maybe it is that. Maybe he just feels like, yeah, I'm kind of getting up there. I'm not as relevant anymore. Maybe if I take a jab at somebody more famous than me, it'll put me back on the map for a couple minutes. And at the moment it has. So, if that's what he was going for, it worked. At the same time, if he was trying to defend his daughter, I think it kind of had the opposite effect, unfortunately, because, as I said, now people are going to go after the band, the Foo Fighters as a whole, They're going to go after him as an individual. They might go after his family members. And it's not going to be that great. So that's where we're going to end it today. I just wanted to put my 2 cents on there because I really like Foo Fighters, like Dave Grohl, like Nirvana. Kind of indifferent on Taylor Swift. She's fine, if her songs come up on the radio while I'm driving to work, I don't change the channel. She got a good voice, popular songs, millions of fans, billions of dollars. She got up there for a reason. So, would I pay $300 to see her in person? No. If I could score a ticket for $30 on a lawn seat and I happened to be in the area that night, sure, why not? But I wouldn't go out of my way to spend $300 on nosebleed seats for one of her concerts. And I'll just leave it at that. So thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Turn that notification bell. Also, in retrospect, I would not spend $300 to see Foo Fighters either. I like to, 9 out of 10 when I go to a concert, I try to be in the $40 to $50 range, and I am usually on the lawn if there is a lawn, or I am in the nosebleeds. And I bring all my own food, provided they actually let you do that in the venue. Some do, some don't, because I really don't like spending $30 on a beer either, so I don't even drink half the time when I go to these shows. So that is what it is. But thank you for watching. That's enough for the day. And as always, have a good one.